Namaste guys, welcome back to the channel. No edit flutter where nothing is edited. So in this video we are going to start story mission and we are going to do this Radiant Shogun. So this will be the no commentary mission. So let's go. Just enjoy the story now.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe
A traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Indeed. As ever, I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Towns are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yogo in
Rift Towns? On Narukami Island?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this. Good. Then you can see that this case is very urgent indeed.
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Town's attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available forces to eliminate the monster. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Towns has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Town appearances have been recently reported. I hope—
Relax. We'll be back before you can say Ad Astra Abyssosk. They're attacking the sacred sakura! Stop them!
let's light it up! Rain outlines your fate. Shine down!
Nice and spicy! Wow, there are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryu Commission needed help! Come on, travelers, you can take them!
Torn to oblivion!
Shogun? Wait, no! Could also be A!
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryu Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them! That was amazing!
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself. Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated, and the monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil. And the Rift Hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us... From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be...
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kind of makes you feel invincible, doesn't it? Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to... This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Adventure time! Adventure time!
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to...
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey, but why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sight, we will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed in dark beasts, and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They are merciless, ferocious, and they will devour everything in their path. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's... the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help us. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please.
Calm down. The war you speak of is
Over? But...
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here.
What? But how? I saw them tear my comrade to shreds.
Hey, calm down.
I think I understand. Yes, we were right to place our trust. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was the sacred Sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this...
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now? Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin. The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late. Otherwise, it would spread to all of Teyvat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. I could tell that, although
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever...
Hey!
Yes. All my martial might would... But... after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. When I traveled around Inazuma with you, moving forward inevitably invites further loss. But also, just think of that soldier. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But as Inazuma's warriors of the... I will never...
He's taking all this pretty hard. There are a load of Rift Hounds here too!
Leave them to me. Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in...
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun! The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need... Hey! The same light is leaking out again!
Furuyama?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some...
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But after all, it's quite...
What should we do? Oh, yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and...
I see. So, they have fought their way this far. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, and now the Almighty Shogun is here. I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. People flee out of a desire to live on, but me, I have no such thoughts. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end. So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful...
Perhaps...
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the Almighty Shogun for the last time. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh? Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content. The Almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious... One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea set anywhere around here.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous in...
Don't worry about it. Take a rest.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is... complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memory. Leave it to us.
But... Well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the Almighty Shogun to personally collect my tea set for me. I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final...
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now. But at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much. And it makes Paimon so sad.
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
we go!
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro.
Oh, sure. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea...
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler. Please.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it...
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things.
You and Makoto had pretty different views.
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings. They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place.
That's,
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Not...
do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set.
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind.
It's all good, sir.
Let us return. We ought not...
He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long. As was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
So we won't get to... we didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate. This chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major... The tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. But now... I'd like to broach a heavier topic. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu, they also took Makoto away from me, for good.
She died in that disaster too.
Yes. She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Yes. It was too late. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a...
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond...
Yes. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue once swallowed, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in...
Sister? You mean to say that she was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Based on what we've learned so far?
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already... And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the... So, I'm afraid I can't help you.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Boy, both of you have...
With this last cup of tea, let us all thank you, Destiny.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Adventure time!
Illusion shattered!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Shine down! Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey!
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best. Illusion shattered! There is no escape!
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion! Transcend all constraints. Shine down!
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and we'll deal with the monster. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too! Are you injured, Your Excellency? We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men! They're coming back for more!
Don't!
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never—
No need to worry, Almighty.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent in their willingness to grant their power. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment—
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now just the sight of you appearing before us, this hope is—
Everyone on—
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
No, my sword! Witness the power of good.
Now you shall perish!
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as—
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely
Well, what are you guys—
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any— We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do, but the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will—
Thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has—
Glory to the Shogun!
Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused the result being that in the sense you could take the view that, but even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's—
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon. And I have neglected it for— I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that yes, they are. They are strong and as the Raiden Shogun they revere. I should not be the one to—
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things—
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. No matter how long it takes now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions.
Alrighty then. He looks calm. She seems to have changed. Huh? What's wrong? What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like the situation— No need. I need to go to the cave below the Grand—
Why?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties.
Out of the way!
Illusion shattered! Ha!
try my blade. One strike will suffice.
Let's light it up!
I'm the frying pan.
No, my sword!
How's this? Finally, I like all this.
What a powerful harvest.